In the last video, you will learn how to manage exception in the controller action, and in this case you will learn different thing where you will learn how to manage exception with controller advice. We will separate a logic. We don't have to manage it inside our controller again. We will have this exception controller advice to manage the exception while keeping the controller clean without any exception handling inside it. Okay, so let's do this together. As you can see, this logic is from our previous tutorial where we handle the exception inside the controller action, and in this video we will separate the logic where we'll have another controller which is exception controller advice to handle this logic for the exception, where this controller will know nothing about the exception handling logic. Okay, so let's go to the controller and create new class. Okay, and call this exception handling controller advice. Okay, so here it is, exception handling controller advice, and we'll annotate this with @REST controller. So the next thing, we'll start having this logic but for this we will have no endpoint here, so we'll annotate the method with @exception handler, then pass the name of this exception. We have token length exception dot class. So let's have the method logic below. We have public, and this will be response entity, and we will pass the arrow detail now, arrow detail, and have it this method arrow handler arrow handler. Okay, so let's define the logic inside. So first of all, let's go back to the token controller, and you can see we have this. So let's remove this. This is the logic in case of error, so we'll remove this and take it to the exception handler. So let's paste this here. So first of all, we have this arrow detail, and we set the message token length requirement failed, and we return the batch request with the body as arrow detail. So this is all what we need to do here, and remember we need to change this to @REST controller advice, @REST controller advice. Okay, @REST controller advice. So let's save these changes, and let's go to the token controller. You can see we doesn't need this exception here, so we go back to the token length exception. Instead, we need to extend the runtime exception. So we extend the runtime exception so that here inside the token service we don't need to have this. All we need to do is return throw new token length exception. Okay, so then our token controller will know nothing about this exception what will handle the exception is the controller advice. Okay, so let's see if our implementation works as expected. Let's go to the Postman. Here you can see we have based on the previous tutorial, we are passing this as the body of the request. We have token and we are passing this value. So this value is valid because we need a 4-figure. If it pass a 4-figure or less than a 4-figure, it will throw an exception. So let's test this and see. You see it is fine. We doesn't have problem with the code. Let's reduce this to like 135 to see if it will throw. You see it throw exception, token length requirement exception. This is the magic of the Spring. Let's add it above the 4-figure again. Send this. Okay, so you see we have token length requirement exception. So this approach is better because the token controller, we doesn't fill it with a lot of logic like this, so it is better. So this is what we have. See you in the next video.